Did you know that having a crush literally rewires your brain, triggering the exact neurological pathways associated with powerful addiction? Instantly, logic fades, emotions spiral, and the calmest, most rational individuals find themselves anxiously dissecting every smile, glance, and fleeting interaction. But why is something as simple as attraction capable of causing such intense emotional chaos? Carl Jung famously described the encounter between two people as the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. He wasn't merely speaking metaphorically, he was uncovering a deeper psychological truth. When you're attracted to someone, you subconsciously project your hidden desires, fears, and insecurities onto them, often without even realizing it. Jung's colleague Marie-Louise von Franz vividly described this experience as being invaded by a passionate disquiet, as though your emotional center had quietly shifted beyond your own control, landing in someone else's hands. Think honestly for a moment. Have you ever found yourself replaying a casual conversation, endlessly, desperately searching for hidden meanings? Have you smiled privately at the memory of a simple glance, only to immediately question your sanity moments later? You're not alone. Plato believed romantic attraction symbolized humanity's profound yearning to reunite the divided halves of the soul, to feel genuinely complete once again. Every crush is, in essence, a universal journey toward emotional authenticity and deeper human connection. Yet here lies the fascinating paradox. While crushes feel universally powerful, each personality type reacts dramatically differently. Idealists dive deep into romantic fantasies. Rational thinkers wrestle fiercely with emotions they can't control. Guardians build quiet trust through steady devotion, and artisans courageously embrace the thrill of uncertainty. Despite these unique responses, beneath every reaction lies a single profound truth: the quiet courage required to risk emotional vulnerability, despite fear of rejection. When was the last time you nervously risked emotional exposure for someone who made your heart race uncontrollably? Maybe you're living through this exact internal struggle right now, caught between hope and fear, courage and uncertainty. As we delve deeper, exploring exactly how each personality uniquely experiences attraction, you'll uncover powerful insights not just about others, but profoundly about yourself. Attraction isn't just about connecting with another person, it's a revealing mirror of your deepest emotional truths, vulnerabilities, and hidden courage. Have you ever known someone whose romantic ideals were so vivid, so perfectly imagined, that reality itself struggled to compete? For idealist personalities, INFP, ENFP, INFJ, and ENFJ, attraction isn't merely curiosity or casual interest. It's a profound emotional journey, often richer and more intense within their imaginations than in actual interactions. Imagine an ENFP discovering a shared favorite song or beloved novel with their crush. Instantly, this seemingly small detail transforms into powerful proof of cosmic destiny, a clear sign they've discovered something truly rare. With boundless enthusiasm, the ENFP eagerly explores every shared interest, determined to deepen this seemingly magical connection. Yet quietly, behind their radiant excitement hides genuine anxiety. Am I overwhelming them? Could this magical bond exist solely in my imagination? Secretly, they fear reality might never match their carefully constructed dreams, but bravely, they choose hope over fear, risking disappointment for authentic emotional connection. INFJs approach attraction with cautious intensity. Quiet, observant, and patient, they carefully look for subtle signs that feelings might be mutual. Imagine an INFJ secretly composing heartfelt letters they'll never send, each word delicately chosen, each emotion carefully hidden until absolute certainty arrives. Attraction isn't casual to an INFJ, it's deeply existential. One INFJ vividly described it: Loving someone secretly is like writing poetry you never dare share. Beautifully crafted, deeply personal, yet terrifyingly fragile. Their internal conflict balances profound emotional courage with cautious self-protection, silently fearing that openly expressing their deepest feelings could shatter their delicate inner world. INFPs immerse themselves in romantic daydreams, vividly imagining perfect conversations, ideal scenarios, and tender interactions. Yet when reality finally arrives, their carefully rehearsed words dissolve into shy smiles, hesitant gestures, or awkward silences. Behind these seemingly imperfect interactions lies profound emotional bravery, the quiet courage of genuinely risking vulnerability, even when reality rarely matches their carefully imagined ideals. Attraction for INFPs represents powerful emotional honesty, offering their deepest feelings openly despite anxiety, insecurity, and potential heartbreak. ENFJs openly express their attraction through genuine emotional support, vibrant warmth, and enthusiastic encouragement. They nurture, motivate, and openly care for the person they admire, yet beneath their confident generosity quietly hides intense vulnerability. Privately, ENFJs anxiously wrestle with insecurities. Am I truly enough? Do they genuinely see how deeply I care? Every cheerful smile, every heartfelt encouragement quietly masks profound fears of emotional rejection or misunderstanding. Yet despite this internal uncertainty, ENFJs courageously choose emotional openness over caution, bravely risking vulnerability in pursuit of deeper human connection. Idealists don't merely experience attraction, they bravely navigate the challenging emotional space between perfect dreams and imperfect reality. Their deepest fear isn't rejection alone. It's the quiet anxiety that reality might never match their carefully constructed emotional dreams. Yet despite internal tensions, idealists persist bravely, choosing hope over fear, courageously risking emotional honesty despite potential disappointment. Their quiet bravery teaches us all a profound truth. True connection doesn't begin with certainty or comfort. It emerges precisely when we courageously embrace emotional vulnerability, risking the fragile but profound hope that reality might someday mirror our deepest dreams. Have you ever seen someone renowned for their calm intellect and rational precision become suddenly uncertain, stumbling awkwardly through even the simplest interaction, their logic collapsing under emotions they can't control? Attraction holds a unique power. It can unsettle even the most composed, logical minds. For rational personalities like INTJs, ENTJs, INTPs, and ENTPs, attraction is more than mere emotional confusion. It's a profound inner struggle, forcing logic into a reluctant surrender to feelings that defy rational explanation. Imagine an INTP, someone who carefully constructs their worldview around logic and precise analysis, suddenly overwhelmed by an emotional storm. They find themselves obsessively replaying casual interactions, anxiously dissecting each word, each gesture, searching desperately for hidden meanings. Externally calm, internally they quietly battle profound anxiety. Am I imagining this? Why is my logical mind failing me now? Behind their intellectual calm, emotions rage privately, hidden vulnerabilities they never anticipated, courageously facing feelings they cannot neatly categorize or control. ENTPs express attraction through playful intellectual sparring, engaging their crush in witty debates and clever banter, transforming romantic interest into a thrilling intellectual adventure. Yet beneath this confident charm quietly lurks deeper emotional insecurity. What if my intellect alone isn't enough? What if my humor and wit are misunderstood? Privately, they carefully analyze every interaction, anxiously hopeful their playful approach resonates, yet quietly terrified of emotional rejection. Every confident remark, every playful tease bravely masks genuine emotional vulnerability, courageously risking embarrassment to form authentic connections. The ENTJs approach romantic interest strategically, openly evaluating compatibility through direct conversations about ambitions, values, and future plans. From the outside, their practical approach appears confident, perhaps even overly intense. Yet beneath this structured exterior lies profound emotional vulnerability, the quiet anxiety that emotions cannot always be managed logically. Their internal struggle isn't merely romantic, It challenges their core belief in rational control. Every blunt question, each direct interaction quietly represents emotional bravery, risking vulnerability despite deep internal discomfort, courageously embracing intimacy even when logic alone can't guarantee success. INTJs experience perhaps the most profound inner struggle. Normally reserved and meticulously composed, INTJs quietly battle intense emotional turmoil when attraction strikes, secretly replaying conversations late into the night, quietly smiling at fleeting memories. They wrestle anxiously with emotions they cannot logically control. Externally, they might appear distant or critical, carefully protecting their vulnerability. Yet beneath this facade lies profound emotional bravery, the courage required to eventually speak openly about their feelings. When INTJs finally confess, their words emerge simple, direct, yet profoundly courageous, risking genuine emotional exposure despite intense inner fear and uncertainty. Have you ever felt your trusted logic collapse completely when faced with emotions you couldn't explain? For rationals, attraction quietly dismantles their structured worldview, confronting them with a powerful truth. True intimacy demands emotional vulnerability beyond intellect. Their bravest act isn't logically dissecting attraction, but courageously accepting the chaos of emotional uncertainty, bravely stepping forward despite fear, embracing genuine connection precisely when logic fails. Have you ever missed someone's affection because it was expressed too quietly, too subtly, rather than dramatically? Perhaps you've unknowingly overlooked love's gentle, persistent voice, expressed patiently through steady, thoughtful acts of kindness day after day. Guardian personalities, ISFJs, ESFJs, ISTJs, and ESTJs, express attraction through steady devotion, quietly building emotional bonds through patient consistency, quietly risking subtle rejection in the courageous pursuit of genuine connection. Imagine an ISFJ quietly noticing small details others overlook. Your favorite coffee, stories you casually shared, small preferences mentioned briefly. Silently, they integrate these subtle details into thoughtful daily gestures, rarely seeking acknowledgement. Each gentle act quietly expresses hidden affection, courageously risking quiet rejection whenever their consistent kindness goes unnoticed. Secretly, ISFJs quietly fear their devoted actions might remain invisible. Yet bravely, patiently they persist, quietly believing genuine love emerges gradually through steadfast reliability. ESFJs express attraction warmly and openly, drawing their crush naturally into social circles, celebrating even minor achievements with genuine enthusiasm. Their emotional generosity appears openly expressed, yet quietly behind each vibrant smile lurks anxiety. Do they see how deeply I care, or am I misunderstood as merely friendly? Every cheerful interaction secretly masks emotional vulnerability, quiet anxiety about rejection or misunderstanding. Yet courageously, ESFJs persist in openly expressing affection despite uncertainty. Quietly, hopeful sincerity will bridge the emotional gap. ISTJs handle romantic feelings cautiously, subtly adjusting structured routines to quietly accommodate the person they admire. Their affection quietly emerges through dependable presence, practical help offered silently, consistent reliability expressed subtly rather than through grand gestures. Initially reluctant to openly declare their feelings, ISTJs quietly fear their subtle expressions might remain unnoticed. Yet beneath every patient gesture lies emotional bravery, the quiet courage to persist despite subtle rejection, patiently building trust until affection becomes unmistakably clear. When ISTJs finally speak openly, their confession arrives clearly, simply yet profoundly courageous. A straightforward declaration reflecting quiet emotional bravery developed slowly, patiently over time. ESTJs display attraction confidently, actively involving their crush in structured activities, openly demonstrating competence, reliability, and genuine care. Externally confident, beneath their structured approach quietly lies vulnerability. Privately, ESTJs carefully observe reactions, anxiously awaiting clear confirmation before openly revealing romantic interest. Each confident action bravely hides quiet anxiety, the hidden fear their clearly expressed affection might be rejected. Despite internal uncertainty, ESTJs courageously persist, risking emotional vulnerability clearly once assured of mutual feelings, quietly demonstrating profound courage beneath practical confidence. How many times have quiet gestures of love gone completely unnoticed? Guardians embody the quietest yet perhaps bravest truth about attraction. Authentic affection rarely demands dramatic gestures. Instead, it quietly emerges through patient consistency, steady kindness, and persistent emotional courage. Guardians quietly remind us that real connection isn't measured solely by intensity. It emerges precisely through the quiet bravery required to persistently risk subtle rejection, offering sincere devotion repeatedly until love quietly becomes undeniable. Have you ever met someone who views romantic attraction as life's greatest adventure, who passionately leaps into emotional uncertainty without hesitation, openly risking their heart despite knowing they might get hurt? For artisan personalities, ISFPs, ESFPs, ISTPs, and ESTPs, attraction isn't a cautious calculation or distant fantasy. It's an immediate, vivid experience they courageously embrace within each unpredictable moment. Picture an ESFP whose attraction effortlessly radiates through joyful laughter, spontaneous warmth, and magnetic charisma. They naturally seek closeness, transforming ordinary interactions into extraordinary playful moments. Yet beneath their vibrant outward confidence quietly hides profound vulnerability. What if my openness overwhelms them? What if they don't feel the same? Every joyful exchange quietly conceals emotional risk, bravely confronting potential rejection moment by moment. Their courage isn't loud or obvious, it's the quiet bravery to remain emotionally authentic despite the uncertainty of the present. ESTPs display romantic interest through bold invitations and adventurous spontaneity, confidently drawing their crush into exciting experiences and unforgettable moments. To outsiders, their approach seems fearless, yet beneath their confident charm quietly lurks hidden emotional anxiety. Have I risked too much too soon? Am I misreading their signals entirely? Privately, ESTPs carefully analyze every reaction, anxiously hoping their boldness resonates rather than repels. Each adventurous gesture bravely masks emotional vulnerability, the willingness to risk embarrassment and rejection, openly embracing uncertainty for the chance of genuine connection. ISFPs approach attraction quietly but passionately, often expressing their emotions through deeply personal creativity, heartfelt music, thoughtful gifts, or sincere artistic expressions inspired by meaningful interactions. Rarely openly declaring their feelings initially, ISFPs quietly hope these subtle gestures communicate their deep emotions. Beneath each carefully crafted expression lies profound vulnerability. The quiet fear their heartfelt messages might remain unnoticed or unreciprocated. Yet each subtle act bravely risks emotional exposure, courageously hoping sincerity will ultimately bridge the emotional gap. ISTPs handle romantic attraction subtly, initially appearing reserved as they carefully observe their emotions and interactions without immediate expression. Their affection quietly emerges through practical gestures, unexpected assistance silently offered, attentive listening without outward comment, or small changes in behavior. Initially, their feelings remain hidden behind detached composure, yet privately, ISTPs quietly question, am I too subtle? Will my emotions be overlooked completely? Eventually, when ISTPs speak openly, their confessions arrive simply, clearly, yet profoundly courageous. Honest admissions bravely expressed despite intense inner uncertainty. Each subtle action quietly conceals emotional bravery, the courage required to risk vulnerability despite potential rejection. Have you ever risked your heart entirely without knowing if it would be safe? Artisans embody this profound truth. Authentic attraction doesn't come from cautious planning. It emerges when we courageously embrace emotional uncertainty exactly when feelings run deepest. Through their fearless spontaneity, artisans teach perhaps the deepest lesson about romantic attraction. Genuine connection happens precisely when we willingly risk emotional vulnerability, bravely stepping forward into uncertainty, fully present in each unpredictable moment. And what does romantic attraction ultimately reveal about all of us, regardless of our personality or emotional style? Beneath every carefully maintained facade, whether idealistic dreamer, rational thinker, cautious guardian, or spontaneous artisan, lies universal emotional vulnerability, the quiet yet profound fear of rejection, inadequacy, and emotional exposure. Carl Jung described the meeting of two people as the contact of two chemical substances. If there's any reaction, both are transformed. Jung's powerful metaphor perfectly captures why attraction universally transforms us. It forces each of us to face hidden vulnerabilities, suppressed desires, and concealed fears, profoundly reshaping us from within. Attraction quietly challenges each personality differently, yet reveals a universal truth. Genuine connection demands emotional bravery, the courage to authentically express ourselves despite profound uncertainty. Rumi wisely reminded us, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself you've built against it. Attraction compels each of us to confront these internal emotional barriers, fears of rejection, anxieties about inadequacy, hidden insecurities. Each personality bravely confronts these barriers uniquely. Idealists courageously dream despite potential disappointment. Rationals bravely surrender logic for emotional honesty. Guardians patiently risk subtle rejection. Artisans fearlessly embrace uncertainty in each present moment. Yet behind every romantic action lies profound emotional bravery, the quiet courage required to dismantle internal walls, stepping bravely toward vulnerability despite fear. But why willingly risk emotional discomfort, anxiety, and potential rejection? Because authentic intimacy, the deep connection we all universally seek, requires precisely this brave emotional openness. Attraction isn't simply romantic fascination, it's a profound invitation toward deeper self-awareness, personal growth, and genuine emotional authenticity. Each romantic interaction quietly reflects emotional bravery, the courageous willingness to authentically feel, openly express, and sincerely connect, despite profound emotional risk. Remember clearly the racing heartbeat and trembling voice when you last confessed how you truly felt. That wasn't weakness, it was your bravest self stepping forward, courageously risking vulnerability for genuine connection. Attraction continually challenges us, regardless of our personality, to bravely dismantle emotional barriers, courageously choosing vulnerability rather than retreating behind emotional safety. Ultimately, love's most profound lesson is simple yet deeply transformative. Genuine human connection emerges precisely when we courageously embrace emotional uncertainty, bravely risking openness despite fear. Next time your heart races anxiously, your voice trembles nervously, or uncertainty floods your thoughts, clearly recognize this isn't weakness but profound emotional courage. It's your most authentic self emerging, bravely stepping toward genuine intimacy despite fear. True love isn't measured by certainty, safety, or comfort. It's measured precisely by our universal courage to genuinely risk emotional vulnerability, openly embracing emotional honesty despite potential rejection. If these words resonated deeply, if you clearly recognized your own quiet courage reflected here, then right now hit like, share this with someone who truly needs to hear it, and subscribe to continue discovering the profound hidden truths that quietly unite us all.